Oh.
All right, we're live. Welcome in. All right, glad you guys had a nice break. We're back with another Link to the Past Randomizer group stage. Different group stage this time. We've got Gem versus Leaf. One of the final matches, I think, in Group A. But, you know, we've got some really nice household names. I think Leaf and Gem have been playing Rando for quite some time, very active in the community for both of them in their, you know, respective groups. And here we are, you know, all united here at SGL, you know, online in Herndon, Virginia. I'm, of course, joined by our wonderful tracker, Link Force, who's always been here, and, of course, the one and only Telethar. How's
Hello.
it going? How's
Good.
it going?
This is going to be a good match.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. I'm looking forward to this. Okay, the first good news I see is that we have the same hash. that is step 0 to be able to, you know, successfully go through any seed.
Which is not always the case for some people on stage.
Yes, correct. I actually do think that actually Leaf actually had experience with a different opponent earlier this tournament where they were actually DM'd or something got lost in translation where they both continued to play different seeds and then got achieved a result, and then it turns out it was different. Okay, but here we are, new match. I think the record so far is Leaf is 2-1 going into this, and Gem is 4-0. So would be very nice, of course, for Jen to get a clean sweep, get out of a really tough group, honestly. And then I think what Leaf told me was if Leaf wins out versus both Gem and Lumaga, there's going to be a 3-way tie for first, which will be a very interesting decision.
I think we're probably going to have to restart this.
Yeah, that might be true. Gem. Okay, yes, Leaf
Yeah,
is.
we should probably.
All right. Yeah, looks. There. Well, Gem looks pretty focused. I'm not actually. I don't know if it's going to be like a broadcast thing or is it going to be.
No,
like
that was. So I pretty sure I briefly saw a blue screen.
Oh no. Okay. Okay. Maybe we can stop. One
Yeah.
sec. Jump. Oh no. Sorry. Stop for a sec. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. One pause. I think there might have been a crash on Leaf's side. There might. I think Leaf crashed. Yeah.
Like.
Oh no, we're back.
We're back.
Are we back?
But
Are we good or are we not good?
just restart your seeds and do the same first. Like,
Okay.
You made no decisions yet except for the decision you made at the very beginning. Just restart the seed. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll restart. Okay, all right. We can start. Little technical difficulties, but we're all good. What? It was. He just ran over, and then there was a crash. Something. Oh, like, do you know if it was caused by something, or was just like
He
maybe
said
like
something
power?
with his power cord.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, okay. You know what? Unfortunately, you know this is nice too. This is one of the hazards of being racing live. I think actually, unfortunately, multiple console crashes have happened because people have been unfortunately unplugging things, you know, just from moving around. But yeah. That's how tournament goes.
So I mean, they haven't really made any.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
like the only decision they made was one they already did, so they're just
Yes.
going to do the same exact opening.
Yeah, exactly. All right, okay. Restart. First minute. There are bombs and links out. Did you know that?
That's crazy.
Do you know what they're both going to go do? They're probably going to be at something at Saha too.
Oh, map checks.
Oh,
Got a map check.
Okay, map check. What did we see? This is who rolled this seed, man? This is a pendant desert. I didn't even catch that the first time. I'm like dejected now. Can you do the rest of the commentary for me?
That's okay. We're still going to Pendant
Oh,
Desert.
okay,
for sure.
that's true. That's true. That's probably true. That was gonna be something there. Did you know that if you use the bow to kill Lambos, you're guaranteed progression? It's actually
didn't.
not a true thing, but I would like to think that it's true.
You could feel it in your heart.
Yes. My heart of wooden arrows.
Oh, whoa, there's a Samaria
There's
here.
a Samaria, and there's money. Okay, you know, Samaria is always going to be a pretty nice item. It does mean that we're probably not hovering to Trinex, among other things.
That's true. That does mean that we're not hovering to Trinex. All right, so we are now actually back in it. I don't think anything really has changed.
Yeah.
We have enough money that we're going to be able to get Bottle Vendor. We have 3 bombs. It's pretty, cozy start.
Yeah, and I think I've seen this start, kind of happen like more and more in this particular mode, like for open boost. I think you also do the same thing.
Yeah,
Is this stuff
I've been messing with it. I'm like not. I don't really want to go to CAC right in the beginning because you don't have bombs, you don't have money. Like, it kind of sucks. But then there's like, where do you go? So like, classic open, you kind of want to go. You go Uncle.
Classic open.
That's like the,
is that really the classic for open? I think I understand maybe why there's so much hate for this mode then,
Yes.
or at least the open mode.
yeah. So that's sort of like one of the like standard openings is you just go to Uncle. You get a tree pull because you kill a guard with the sign. You use the sign, kill a guard, get the tier 1 tree pull, get some magic for in case hammer and powder show up, like, and then you get 2 items and plus Link's house, and then you can go to CAC. The sort of the downside of that in this is
Are we gonna die?
gosh, no, we're fine.
Okay,
we're fine.
all right, we're
we can
definitely
only
not
get
gonna
hit
die.
one more time.
Okay, all right, that's true. That's true.
And we
With no bush bombs, right? That's the danger.
push bombs are fake news.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. Well, we had a nice skip on Leaf's side.
Yeah, so sort of the issue with like the reason why it just feels not good to do Uncle start with boots is like, one, you're a little more likely to want to do Aga just because you have boots already, so that puts Lumberjack item available.
Good point. Okay.
But also, like, you don't want to carry that sign to the guard because that's time you're spent not dashing. Wait, and like, we like dashing.
Yes, we in fact love dashing. It is one of the items that actually make the game playable. Very arguably so.
And,
Speaking of Aga.
Speaking of Aga, yeah.
We have a cave showing up. But yeah, as you did mention, like maybe getting a little bit of extra resources, because having boots is kind of like having a bomb in some situations, and Saha is one of those walls you can actually bonk open.
Right.
So 3 extra checks is more than 0 extra checks before going into Kakariko.
4, because
4 checks. Yes.
you're also doing Link's house.
Yeah. Yes, you're absolutely correct. You're right. We were so surprised there were 3 bombs in there. Yes, we didn't know that the first time, definitely. Yeah, and I think also Gem and Leaf to some extent did a little bit of checking, for resources. Bushcraft also had bombs, so I guess we weren't too worried. You see Gem extremely happy with this well. That Leaf will also be very happy with. We found a sword in the back that was bomb locked. We found a hammer. Where's our powder?
We have Samaria.
You're right. Where is our mushroom? In fact, actually, we don't even need magic.
We can do it with powder.
Yes, we can do it with powder. We can also do it with mushroom as well. But this is actually one of those times where I guess fake powdering is okay if you end up finding it right here.
If it's this early, I think it's acceptable. And I don't know why that's the case, because it is no better now than it is.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's early. It's early. We haven't quite woken up from the seed yet. And all grievances can be forgiven with time, right? And so if you do it later, maybe
you're
it's
allowed
okay.
to waste time in the very beginning. It doesn't feel bad. It's just any time wasted later on, you're just like, oh, this is the end. My opponent skipped this for sure. But like the beginning, everything's golden and peachy.
Yeah, it's like when you're first playing a rando seed, you're like, oh, what? It has such good potential. Gem, by the way, actually, I don't think I really see this too often. Maybe more so in open boot. In SGL like hard item pool, but getting in a hard container off of library,
Yeah.
And
Leaf not
actually, maybe he's going back. No, we're cutting this corner, and
Yeah, I mean, Gem's execution is certainly stronger, and like you can see he is a couple screens ahead, but like that hard container skip is, a sizable chunk of the difference right now.
Yeah, and in fact, actually, so like especially for like the hard health, that kind of like progression for the SGL hard item pool, there are only 2 hard containers plus Sank cart, so it's kind of 3 net total. Hard containers like put in the pool, so like skipping one of them is actually kind of significant, in the sense. So
yeah, I mean, early game, you're gonna full clear the game anyway because it's a bad game, but
the
early
map is
game,
gray. I heard yes. Yeah,
but early game, you're still going to you're gonna hit Dark World, and you're gonna be 5-6 hearts. You're gonna have to do some boss fights. Like that's fine if that boss fight is blind. You don't get hit during blind, probably, maybe.
In theory, yes. In theory, I did learn that blind is a scripted fight, yes. Sometimes the script is not good, though.
That's how the saying goes. But, that boss could also be Moth or Cold or Vidi, and, then you're just in misery.
Oh, I see what you did there with Vitreous and Misery. Yes,
yeah.
Yes, I definitely very much agree. There have been more than one victim, unfortunately. You know, to even actually earlier in the previous race with Doc Earworm versus Big Dunka. You know, there is no discrimination among runners. Mothula will be, Vitreous will be just as unkind to you as to anyone else. You know, just like mini Moldarms too, by the way. And you know. Is this the curse version, you know, of like the monkey's paw version of Bomb Spooky, you know, for Gem and you getting, you know, Bomb Spooky trying so hard in order to get in the swamp, and then here we just, you know, get it for free in Mini Molder multiple times, you know?
I think that was just a dodge. I don't think it was a Bomb Spooky, but
all right.
it was funny nonetheless. It looks like Gem's gonna do Ice Ride Cave, and Leaf skipped out on this. He's planning on just skipping it.
Maybe he's going to Agina?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. You know, I've seen this too. You know, sometimes maybe we do like the dance to Agina trip first.
So like, that makes sense. I mean, it's just a skip, and you know, it's a pretty expensive check because so Ice Ride Cave kind of is something that's hard to skip in without flippers, because if you skip this, then like how are you going to get the flipper checks? You're gonna not skip those. You're gonna skip those as well. But like, what Leaf's looking at is like, look, if I don't do Ice Ride Cave and I just never do it, I can just swim from Link's house later when I have Zora money, and that's fine.
Yeah, in this case, unless like I think Gem kind of gets like bailed out, so to speak, you know, with like some money on Waterfall. Maybe Hobo, if he's that's good, then that's a very nice hook shot. But okay, we're gonna go Hobo first. You know, if he gets the money, then that's great. Everything works out, but usually the game is not that kind to you. So yeah, but that's actually really nice scouting information. We don't know what the rest of the pendants are, you know, for Dark World, but hook shot is always appreciated. We already have, in this case, like the flippers. And speaking of the flippers, we're not going to do any of the water checks. Maybe Gem also going to prescribe me to what you were saying.
No, yeah, right? Like Gem, from Hobo, you have to swim out. There's no reason to bother. You just save quit there and just come back later. Yeah.
Well, Leaf did find the equivalent of half magic, among other things like a Master Sword, which is probably the more important one. But yes, we don't get half magic here. We do get a little sliver of magic, which may or may not be helpful, maybe depending on what happens. But you know, now, Telethar, what do you think that lamp is? Do you think it's in Light World? Do you think it's in front of Escape? Do you think we're going to find the hammer? Or the pearl?
I feel like we have hammer and glove, and we're going to find a moon pearl and not go on a castle tower adventure.
Yet. I guess we already checked Lumberjack, so there are only 3 bombs there. I feel like these guys are probably resourceful enough so they don't have to beat Aga just for the 3 bombs back there.
Yeah, we're only going to see Aga if, like, we last locate our Moon Pearl on Pyramid Ledge.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of Zora, though, Gem actually taking the time in order to hula hand. This is actually pretty interesting because, like, Leaf is, like, Gem has not done the front of Escape, right? And Leaf is actually, he's doing the stuff, I mean, like very much, they're both on logic because money doesn't count for logic, but this is actually definitely like a, you know, like Leaf is going to get 3 checks out of this, and Gem's going to get the rest of the water checks plus Zora and plus Zora Ledge.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So like we're about to find out if any of this is in logic. It is. If that was not a small key, then the rest of Escape is not in logic. It'd be locked by the key, which would be in Dark Cross.
Dark Cross. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. We don't have Fire Rod. We don't have Lamp.
So that's maybe like part of Gem's motivation. There's Moon Pearl.
There's the Moon Pearl. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have Dark World access now.
Yeah. So, but on the other hand, it is a pretty big investment from Gem to go do Houlihan for this, and like, realistically, he doesn't like. You don't want to do Escape because. Like, you want to combine it with Aga if you're going to need to do Aga, but, like, we're not doing Aga in this seed anyway. So, like, you know, it worked out. We also could have just skipped Zora. Zora's garbage, obviously.
Yes, obviously. I mean, yeah. Well, we know the future, right? From the minute that we saw earlier from the seed. Yeah, it is kind of expensive. I mean, we did get a little bit of cash refund back. As soon as the money stops counting down, we'll see. Okay, we have 143 left, so it's actually kind of nice. Like, and then we still have a little bit of, you know, pod money. Not quite sure where the rest of the money is going to come from. You know, looks like there is really nothing, like no progression value for Leaf, at least so far in the front of Escape. There is an item I think left in Dark Cross. We got the map already. Okay, yeah. So.
I think I wasn't.
Yeah, I think I
Ooh.
remember that too. Oh no, what was that map check?
It was Pendant Swamp at the very least.
Oh, all right, I see. Okay, well maybe we're not gonna actually go get that hook shot after all. I mean, we also could not actually be able to get the hook shot until like maybe GT, because the mirror could just be missing.
Yeah.
Right. So.
That would be a little evil. But probably we're just gonna grab that hook shot, just so we don't have to hover.
Yeah. But I mean, like, like Pendant Swamp always, I think one of those things more controversial was like starting boost modes, or like, whenever you see in this case Swamp as a pendant, you're just like, okay, well, am I gonna lose, to potentially, the hook shot being MIA, type of thing. At least we know where it is this time.
Yeah.
Did we find anything at Dark Cross? I think the answer is no. I didn't see anything.
No, I didn't see anything.
All right. Not because only it's dark, because also we physically wasn't able, to. Hey, we got a blue boomerang. That's pretty
interesting
nice.
that Gem went this way. I mean, it kind of makes it makes sense. We're not doing Smith Chain though, because we don't have a mirror.
It's true. Mirrorless
which,
Smith Chain does not exist. I do agree.
We'll see about hammer pegs. Leaf, I hate this.
Oh.
Ice Rod Cave is dead to you. Just make it dead.
I can always come back later with the flute, says someone who never visits Ice Rock Cave after the flute.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like, this is the problem with this. I feel like is like you made a pretty aggressive skip, but like it would have paid out pretty well. You could have you said, I'm skipping this. I'm skipping Zora. That's fine. And like you're playing Gem, who's like, the way Gem's very good, but also he's gonna be like. His approach is going to be thorough. Like you need to beat him on by playing anti-thorough, right? Like by being aggressive, by making these skips. If you're just going to clean up anything that you've made, like you're just throwing away your efficiency for,
Yeah.
not like for what? Like if you don't commit to these things, you're just going to be doing the same checks Gem is doing inefficiently, but also with a little bit worse execution. It's not like Leaf's bad, but like Gem's very good.
His Gem's execution so far has been quite clean. Yes.
Yeah.
And Leaf, to your point, Leaf's already kind of made the investment to go to Agina. He did get burnout out of it, but given that we already have a cape, maybe it's going to be a little bit less useful. And then also kind of Scattered Desert Ledge, right? So like even though he does have a little bit of extra knowledge to him, right? Like the knowledge isn't really going to pay off so much. And while Leaf's going to be a little bit later going into Dark World, and we kind of already saw Gem. By the way, finding the lamp in Hammer Peck's kind of interesting discovery.
Yeah.
Like so, unfortunately, Swamp is the pendant, so we are gonna have to find that fire rod eventually. Let's hope for a bow first, okay? And a book. But we're here in Thieves Town. We got a Dark World access. We got the hammer, yes.
You're hoping for a bow and a book, so we go to Pendant Desert as our last resource.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's probably gonna happen.
You're talking about Gem being extremely efficient and thorough, right? Pendant Desert is on the table. I'm just saying.
That's probably gonna happen. I totally see that happening.
Yeah. If he does this, and just keep in mind, and he wins the race, keep in mind he'll be a 5-0 record, with the win, and this is the action of winners. All right.
I'm just surprised that Gem didn't go from Hype Cave up to Catfish. Like,
you're surprised?
Yeah, I feel like if I remember correctly, that was his title.
Yes, he has tried to deny it multiple times. But being the Catfish guy is it's something that just really sticks to you.
Yeah.
and it's really hard to actually shake it. He's not here to
I mean,
to
if he says something, then we know he's not the Catfish guy. But I mean.
Exactly. He's not. He can't dispute any of this, right? So silence is golden. That's how it is. I do actually wonder when he is actually going to go check like Pyramid and Catfish. We don't have the flute, and so there is some potential. Maybe we're going to go, from the Hype Cave entrance to like Pyramid and then Pod, maybe. That being said, if we go find a mirror somewhere, we might go like kind of en route to like Hylic Island. So maybe Pyramid's kind of out of the picture. I don't know. Well, we'll have to kind of see.
Yeah.
We're hopefully going to find a little bit more direction here in Thieves Town. Leaf actually looks like he's started from looks like Skullwoods.
Yeah, he did.
So
which is probably not going to work out well for him just because the myths that were in Hype Cave.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. And you know, I don't really know like the situational type of things where like, you know, when in like when you have Hammer Dark World X, are you supposed to start at the village? Are you supposed to
feel
start
like
at
it's
Hype Cave?
I feel like I don't actually know if one is like really better than the other. Hype Cave is just quick items. I think the reason Gem didn't go village is one is because we don't have mitts, so like it kind of sucks to to get into that.
Yeah, that's
but,
actually
like,
one of the big reasons. Mm-hmm.
You also don't have the fire rod yet. Like, it's like much easier to justify the village when you have fire rod and you're on the mountain, so you've already checked out the prizes, so you know like, oh yeah, this is like, you know, I can go do 2 crystal dungeons. Whereas like, Gem doesn't know this could have been Pendant Thieves Town, and then he's like,
oh yeah,
what am
that's
I
also
doing
true.
here?
Mm-hmm.
I have no fire rod, Pendant Thieves Town, and I'm in Vu. Like, I guess I just leave.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, one of the things I think that and we kind of also seen this, you know, from past experiences as well. It's like, well, certainly you don't want to dive pendant dungeons if you don't have to, right? Because they're pendant dungeons. You know, they don't give you crystals, is what you kind of want. But then also, like, you know, there could be some decisions about. How far in the dungeon do I go before I want to go do something else because I have other options to me? And so, you know, if you can make a more educated guess as to maybe what you should be doing, so try to put off those pendant dungeons, you know, instead of committing early or even committing later, right? It's going to be much better.
Yeah.
We found a bottle, by the way, in Thieves Town Big Chest. And I believe that's actually our first bottle.
That was
So.
what Link Force is telling us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, perfect. Yes, Link Force is an extremely reliable track. She watches everything. It's actually amazing why she's not actually being able to tell us just in person. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, the first crystal down for Gem. Soon to be first crystal down for Leaf as well.
Yep.
Yeah, really actually utilizing the cape, kind of really nice. Again, like, you know, you mentioned before, right? We're on like 4 or 5 hearts. Gem, I guess, is on 6 because of the library heart container. But it's not really like that safe, I guess. You know, still we're still pretty kind of light, you know, on health. Although I will say, Gem does run spoiler, you know, quite a bit. Made it pretty far, I think, in SGL Online. Does run a lot of like pilot spoiler as well. So this should be actually like pretty luxurious for him, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that I mean, it just depends. Are we taking this over to, like, if we take this over to Moth, I think they're both fine. Like, Moth can go wrong, but they're probably fine on this. If we take this over to Cold Stare, and like, we're just, you know, we're a little bit terrified.
Yeah. There is a reason.
Everything's fine.
Okay, all right, Leaf. We do have magic. We just gotta get through. Oh, yep. Okay. Yep.
Everything's fine.
Oh
we take
my
this.
gosh.
We take this reasonably slow. Everything is great. There's some hearts downstairs.
By the way, I'm seeing Gem.
Oh, yep.
I'm seeing Gem in Skull Woods without a fire rod. Is this?
This is classic Gem.
This is classic Gem.
Classic Gem.
Are we on our way to Catfish after this? Out of curiosity, you know.
Like, actually, honestly, yes. Like, what are we doing otherwise?
Well, I don't know. He already checked Bumper Ledge, so I kind of figured maybe he would check. Like, if he was gonna go on the way to Catfish, he would check Bumper Ledge later.
Okay, yeah. That's probably true.
But I guess maybe there's gonna be like a pendant pod, or not pendant pod, crystal pod, you know, type of situation. There is the option of running back, you know, to Kakariko to check Sick Kid, since we do have the bottle. I don't know if that's appealing at all.
No.
Okay, I did not think it was appealing, because it's not. There are no bananas here. It might be lunchtime, by the way. We're seeing also basically the classic Skull Woods value that we see 73% of the time, where we found so far nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Gem is going to probably just end his route here. By dropping down, I'm going to assume that it's going to be just a save. It's going to be a save and quit. Eventually, when he finishes the rest of the chest here in the front.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's guaranteed a small key in here.
Okay.
Maybe, probably. Yeah, we found big key.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he has to get one. Okay, so like, he can walk out. I don't know if he.
Yeah, no, I mean, if he's already checked bumper, like, walk out to do what? Run all the way to Catfish? It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, he doesn't have the mirror to do Guerrero Ledge either. So
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
You know.
So we'll quit here. We might do like.
Nice front 3 small keys. All right.
Those are important.
Yes, those are logically important to go beat Mothula eventually. You know, with the fire rod that we don't have.
Yeah.
But at least. Yeah.
I mean, it looks like maybe Mountain, but like, I mean, well, King's Tomb first, but like.
Right, we have mitts. Sometimes it's important to it's sometimes hard to remember some of these things. Especially if you're on stage. I know that a lot of people do auto tracking here. I don't know if auto tracking actually people got it to work or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. So, but still, you know, sometimes it's you know, a lot of things to keep track of. Nothing here in Kingston so far.
No. Yeah.
I guess. Are we going back to the village?
Probably mountain.
Mountain.
Like,
Okay.
rescue the old
Mountain.
man,
Mountain.
but, like,
Mountain.
It's
that
not
makes
like
sense.
that's great either. But like we have bowless pod, which probably is just bow locked some way or another.
We do have a Crystal Eastern that, you know, is really only bow locked for the boss. But yeah, I guess like ideally you would go over there with a bow, right?
Yeah.
So
Leaf is doing
I assume
arrow
this
game in
is-
order to do Zora.
yeah,
It looks like.
I assume this is Zora money, and then he's, you know, he'll get some money from Hype Cave, and so like I think there was at least 100 in there, so he'll at least be able to like, you know, top it off and then have, you know, enough money to kind of scratch together for pod, which is always, money is perpetually an issue, you know, in game, in life. Never want to deal with it,
Yeah.
unless you're just, you know, born with a silver, you know, 300 rupees, you know, at the beginning for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have some friends who, you know, money made it so they didn't show up for SGL, and you know, money's. If you only had 300 just in your household,
That's right. Okay. But we're
instead
gonna,
you just have bombs.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not the same, okay? There's no like pawn shop that we can't like, you know, go trade in our artisanal bombs and try and maybe, you know, like polish them up a little bit in order to, you know, get a little bit of extra cash out of them.
We have 3.5 hearts. I mean, we're fine, but
Yeah,
like this is not great either. Like this is, we don't have full magic. This is
I was
actually
gonna say,
pretty
is this actually enough? I thought we needed 4 hearts to do. Okay.
It's technically enough.
Is it really enough here?
It is.
I
It
thought
is
you needed
technically
4
enough.
hearts and a cape with full bar. I don't
So
think
you
this is
you
enough.
need 3 hearts and a cape to do it. Yeah, we're fine.
My God.
And
Wow.
There was never a concern.
There was never a concern.
Never a
Oh
concern.
my gosh, dude. Okay, well, if Jem, okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep this in mind. If Jem ever starts complaining about is this enough for Spike Cave, I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna show him this exact clip, you know, with like less than half full magic bar and like 3.5 hearts, and then you know it's like you know this is enough.
Never a
But,
concern.
yeah.
So yeah, Jem's now got non-density and Hyrule Castle, so he's gonna go do Hyrule
Okay,
Castle.
all
And
right.
basically following what Leaf's already done. Leaf's.
Leaves actually gonna looks like we're gonna do Catfish. So we're gonna do Hype Cave Pyramid Catfish.
Well, I mean, this is just a counter Gem play because Gem is the Catfish guy.
You're right. You're right. Because Gem has already gone to Catfish in Leaf's eyes and everybody else's. So you know, if something is here in Catfish, we can't be too far behind him. You know.
Yep. Yep. Catfish guy.
Yes.
So I mean, what are our other options? I think Bolus Pod has got to be next on the list. Like Gem might do Pyramid Pod, or maybe he'll save Pyramid for Catfish Trip realistically. But like after Pod, if that doesn't pay out, we have Sick Kid and
So how?
Smith Chain?
Well,
oh, we need a bow.
We need a bow. We really need a bow. Oh my gosh! What if a bow is just in the desert? Well, so I was gonna ask, like, where does Crystal Bolus Eastern fit on the scale? You know, like Bolus Pods definitely could be a thing, but
yeah. Eastern's below Pod.
Eastern's below Pod. Okay, I mean, I think that like it does make sense also from like a density perspective. Pod has the potential to be bow lock, so you could get up to 5 items, maybe. We'll see, depending on maybe what happens. I know that Gem can mimic clip. We do have also a bottle, so
Did not need that key. That's impossible
it's
to
okay.
remember.
Yeah. I mean, especially when we don't really play these, I guess like these non-keys type of modes. It's just very easy. Yeah, he uses that muscle memory. But okay, yeah. Belief's gonna get his spoils from Catfish. Unfortunately, we can't get 4 bottles and a fairy and a fish in order to despawn the desert statue. So we're gonna have to go in with the book regularly, unfortunately.
Truly tragic.
Yeah, but what's here?
I
Is it a
mean,
bow?
It's got to be a bow. Nice bomb.
If it actually is a bow, I don't see Leaf doing land bows here. You'll probably take that bow, most likely to the other locations where you mentioned that might actually require a bow, like Pod, or Eastern for that matter.
No,
but,
that would be ridiculous.
We don't have a lamp for what it's worth. Oh no, sorry, Gem got a lamp from Hammer Peg. So like so we do have a fire source available, but
well, yeah, Leaf literally can't do.
yeah. Well, he could find a fire rod here, but in which case, if he has a fire rod, then he'll actually probably not.
That could actually this could actually be kind of disastrous for Leaf if like progression ends up on Landmo.
Oh, if you find something else here.
Oh no, if like if the progression is on Landmo and like he needs to come back. He needs to go to Hammer Pegs, then come back.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah. I got what you mean. Yes, I was like, is he gonna leave? He's not gonna leave. Oh well. Oh, things are looking a little dicey, right? Because we got small key, and then we got map, and we got big key, and now we got compass. So
there's definitely an item on Landmo.
Yeah. So right, there's gonna be an item here. Oh, never mind. Oh, we got a rupee. Oh, thank you. All right. Okay, got a rupee. Okay, there's an item on Landmos. Okay,
that's what I said. There's
yes.
definitely an item on Landmo.
Yes, that's yes. You are always correct. I did not remember correctly, but but this is gonna be potentially some. All right, well,
is Gem gonna orphan Catfish here?
Surely not. He's the Catfish guy.
I mean, if
he can bring some seasoning or something,
If you go into pod here, you're like, Catfish is last location.
I think. From a mental perspective, like, I think Gem would be okay with that. I think he is desperately trying to shake off the title.
the problem with, I mean, this just feels so bad because, like, Catfish, like, if this doesn't pay out, I think his checks are Agina, Catfish, Mirrorless Smiths, Purple Chest.
Mirrorless Smith and Purple Chest, yeah.
Pendant, or Crystal Eastern without a bow. Like,
yeah, they're looking pretty bad. Although for what is what we didn't actually we only found one item in desert, and so and Leaf is gonna have to go back there. For if if progression is on Lambos, like they're both going to probably last locate this.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Landmo sucks at this point for both of them. Like
again, you gotta bring your own bow and a lamp. Apparently, he's got with Leaf's lit loadout, like when he was in desert, like the fight is not pleasant, but it was doable. It's physically possible, right? You got Burna and
Burna's actually not bad. Yeah, I think that it's pretty reasonable to do. To do Burna Landmo. So Gem is going straight right side. This is the classic pod route.
Yes, this is no memes, by the way. This is actually what I believe you and Gem kind of workshop together.
Yeah, so the idea behind this is that okay,
very nice.
I'm so offended.
Very nice. Fast mimic clip, bufferless. So this is actually something I think Gem I think watched Skelly and Mystery PogChamp at some point pull this out, like lightning fast mimic clip, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and then here we are, So
yeah, so the idea behind this is that you end up doing this. Like the quote, the normal pod route where you get, you get shooter room, then you get bridge, then you do big key chest. What's happening on the left side of the screen?
I don't know. The bombs don't work. Is what I've seen. They don't work on Leaf screen. They don't work on Gem screen for Mini Moldorm Cave.
And then Leaf now is going to do big key chest, and then he's going to drop down for Southwest Basement, and it's just so many chests that we're opening that aren't key, that are just keys, just guaranteed keys, and this is a bad layout for Gem where he's leaving 2 items in the front, so it's not going to really punish him because the big key's in the back. But if there ends up being an item, or even better, a big key on the right side, you just get to skip so much of the front. You
can skip shooter room, you can skip big key chest, right? Because you don't check in those more.
So the problem with this route that Leaf's doing is that it's just so hard to skip big key chest unless the keys work out really well.
But we're also going to see mimic clicking on both sides. No potions necessary. We're dancing mimics here. It's actually quite cute. Oh yeah, he's trying. You can actually the mimic every once in a while, pixel by pixel, trying to get onto the left side. And then, but if you kind of mess up anytime along the way, he's automatically pushed all the way to the right. So you have to kind of start all over again. Yeah. All right. Looks like Leaf just doesn't want it. I mean, it's totally understandable. All the stuff, is bow locked. We don't really need, we don't. It's all out of logic right now, so he probably doesn't feel too bad about it. And Jep, finding Quake. Okay, not immediately useful. Still questionable as to if it's actually going to be useful. We don't know any of our medallions.
Yeah.
But it is a medallion.
So Gem now knows there's two items, two non-keys in the front that he's missing. So he's going to do Shooter Room and then do Big Key Chest and then Stoutfield's Basement. And he's going to get his junk and then leave, which ends up not really working out too well for him in this route, but...
You can see Jeff shaking his head. You know, this is
Yeah.
actually one of the great parts about, of course, obviously being here live, you know, and...
yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so Leaf is actually, you know, no mirror means they really can't, you know, while, you know, it's just another world away, right? And no, we don't have a mirror. We can't actually just go over, hop right over into Eastern Palace. I guess gems, you know, bombs don't really ever work. The Baris are pretty mean. All right, well, I mean, okay, so yeah, we have progression in Eastern, potentially. That's where something could be. That's also a very common last location, without the bow. You know, okay, what else you mentioned before? We have
So,
Smith.
Lammo,
Lammo.
Smith, Purple Chest,
Smith, Purple Chest. Yeah.
Eastern. I think that's all we haven't seen.
Yeah, and Lammo.
We said
Lammos,
Lammo.
yes.
Chat back here just
Yes.
trying to third party
I'm trying.
this.
Okay, look, we need a bow first, okay? We need a
We
bow
said
first.
Lambo, and
Lammos.
then they're just like, oh, don't forget Lambo.
Yeah.
Lambo also exists. Yeah, we didn't forget. Don't worry about it.
I personally could never forget Lambos. I'm looking for a bow,
and Sick
though.
Kid.
Oh,
Okay.
Sick Kid. You're
we
right.
did
Oh.
forget Sick Kid. Where's chat for Sick Kid?
Yeah. Gem has not forgotten Sick Kid. That's what we've seen. Is this a bow? It's money. I mean, you know, it's money.
Yeah, money. We needed that.
Yes, we definitely. Yes.
For
Next SGL trip, don't worry. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
When you're struggling, there's an item on Armos. Thank you, Link Force. Yes, yeah, that's right. I think we found compass and map early with the big chest, big key, and we have 20 rupees. And so this is a guaranteed item, but it is actually in logic. Leaf doesn't know it's in logic because he doesn't have lamp.
Yeah, this is also a guaranteed item.
Yes.
So. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're doing Smith chain here.
We are doing the mirrorless, fluteless, but at least we have boots, copium, Smith. We're going to Catfish. I don't know if we're going to Catfish. Are we actually going to Catfish?
I mean, yeah, we're going to
Going,
where else are we
wow.
going?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I mean, I almost expected him to just save and quit, but yeah, I
yeah,
guess
no, for sure.
this. So by the way, you know, like if you're gonna go to Catfish, right? Just having, you know, like you really need, you know, like a support companion with you. Ooh,
That's spicy.
that is an ice rod.
This is one of those situations where like it pays to be lost earlier than later.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when you end up, because they're actually kind of like locked out, like to some extent of like
yeah,
what they're
no,
able to do.
they just have garbage right now, and like they're both gonna not feel great when they eventually find out how to progress this game. And the difference is that when Leaf figures out how to progress this game, he's gonna have an ice rod in his pocket, and
Oh,
Gem will be there first.
He's gonna. Did you know that the guards can't walk on water, even shallow ones? Oh, you learn something new, like every day. Oh, no.
I don't think that was a happy face.
That was like, you know, getting like a recipe book for catfish. You know, different ways you can fillet the fish.
So
you know.
I probably think we're gonna turn in. Wait, we have to turn in Smith.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah.
But then we're probably going to just say, all right, well, off to Zedder. We're not gonna do purple chest, I think, on Gem's side.
It's a lot of investment, right? Because you got to drop out the Smith, and then you got to actually go back to Dark World.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have to go back to purple chest, and then you got to run the purple chest down.
With that said, you are running right past the locksmith man on your way to desert.
But how much can you run with the purple chest in tow? Because you're in Light World, right? You
Yes.
don't have a hook shot.
Not much.
Okay. So
Okay.
you are walking past the locksmith dude.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you can run. You can when you jump down off of Link's house, you can run there. Okay.
True.
Nice
okay.
fence dash.
Yeah. Nice Light World fence dash. Save the run. I guess we're doing it, right? I mean, this
Yeah.
is what it looks like. Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I never knew how much Gem liked walking.
I mean, he ran to Catfish so
He
he
did.
could walk to
Yes.
walk
yes.
his purple
yeah,
chest home.
Yeah. This is shaping up to be quite the the peculiar seed. I don't know if I can quite call it interesting because we don't really know right now what is going to unlock the thing. But certainly so far all of the different things that they're able to go do has been I mean, they're not able to well execute on it.
It looks like it's probably land mill progression, and like Leaf's gonna suffer because he didn't do hammer pegs
yeah.
because he started in
At
Vu
the village.
and didn't have mitts when he was there.
Yeah. Okay, is that going to be like the only dash we're going to be able to do? The
Yes.
one we hop down?
Yep.
Okay. And I think actually, yes, Gem hasn't also done Akita yet either, so that this could be kind of one of his opportunities to,
Yeah.
to I guess clean this up. Yeah, but I think that Ice Rod though for Eastern. For like Eastern Big Key chest is actually going to be pretty interesting, especially in this case if, for example, if like a bow is in Turtle
So,
Rock.
question: how much
Yes.
are we judging the fact that Gem is going to not use a bow here?
Very, very harshly.
Okay.
I gave him a used bow.
So,
Happy Kirby, and I don't think it's going to happen.
is he gonna push it face down? So it stops looking at him and judging him.
Yes.
That's what I did, and then I found out it was double-sided, and I'm just like, oh, this doesn't help at all.
It's always there.
Like, obviously, it's double-sided.
Yes, yes.
It's a 3D printed thing.
It's okay. Maybe, Gem. Well, actually, what is even Gem going to use? He doesn't even have Burna from Magina. What is he going to use? Master Sword spins?
Yeah, I mean, we can maybe hope to get beams. Beams are nice.
Beams, yes. Oh, can we get enough health? He's actually, I don't know. Maybe this is one of like the downsides of having too much health. We usually don't care about beams. I don't really think there's going to be too much of a heart refill. I don't think the price packs were amenable either.
Yeah.
Especially when we keep losing health on cannonballs as well.
I mean,
yeah, but this is last location, right? Like, we don't have anything else to check?
I think for us, this is the last location. I think
Okay.
Gem does have a Gina.
Oh, yeah. But I think, collectively, I think this is the only location that has not been checked. Right?
Yeah.
We don't have, we can't get up the mountain. We don't, because we have no mirror. The hook
Gem
shots
hasn't done Eastern either.
Oh, true. Okay. True.
And Leaf has what? Well, Leaf has not checked what? Zora, I think. Maybe no.
Leaf
must have done Zora.
Leaf has not checked Zora, I think. Pretty sure he hasn't done Zora.
Well, Leaf didn't do the backup pod, but that's not in logic. Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, I think this is it. I don't think we have anything much. Yeah, and we saw the hookshot on Lake Highlight Island, so it was actually mirror lock. So the only real way we can actually get up to the mountain is through that mirror. I mean, more
bug
so.
net.
Or you're right. We have not found the bug net. Maybe no. Okay, it's actually not possible, I think. But if we did find the bug net on Lambos, which is the only last item in the left of the game, then maybe Gem might try it. I don't actually know if Leaf is willing to hover any of this stuff.
No, I mean, we're gonna find some progression here for sure. But like, what could it reasonably be? I mean.
That could be mirror. That could be a big thing.
Yeah, it's probably it's probably going to be mirror. It's probably going to be bow, but probably mirror.
Yeah.
Mirror unlocks a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
But,
right, I guess.
But like, what if it was Fire Rod?
Is
that would be funny.
Are we going back to? Is there an item left in Skull Woods? Oh yeah, there has to be, right? Yeah. We saw one, and then we saw like the rest of all 3 keys. So yeah, you're right. It could be.
I was thinking Hammerless Ice Palace.
Oh my god.
Or not Hammerless. I guess
Ice Palace?
Yeah, just Ice Palace.
All right. Well, speaking of potentially Hammer, and I mean, Leaf is gonna have a better time here. Fighting Lambos. Guys can probably get a little bit of time back. Do you think bombs actually help at all in like the first phase if you're kind of familiar with it? Okay.
It's so cursed.
Okay. Oh, look at
like,
that.
They help if you're like only on Fighter Sword, but if you have like, he's using Hammer, right? So like, quick swapping between bombs and Hammer is sufficiently cursed that no.
Nice mirror. Yeah, nice mirror. I'll take it. Like, it's almost an equivalent of an average bow Lambos cycle. So, we can take what we can get here without the nice use bow. Use wrong bow. Yes.
So he's gonna do a Gina. He probably will go grab his hook shot, and then.
Would you actually still do a Gina here? I guess maybe just as a cleanup.
Yeah, you were save and quitting anyway.
Okay.
So it's a good save and quit.
I don't know if you wanted to actually save and quit without, like, because you didn't have to pick up the pendant. Maybe you do, because we don't really know what the pet situation is as well.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
probably
no,
fine.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
I think not picking up the pendant and leaving was reasonable. You also could have just mirrored.
That's true. We do have the mirror. Picked up all those. That's right. I totally forgot. Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll grab our hook shot and then instantly just save quit, go to the mountain.
Would you do swamp? No, never mind. I was gonna ask if you do swamp. Swamp is a pendant.
We would not
let's
do pendant
remember,
swamp
yes.
before dark and light death mountain.
Yes, yes. Remember pendants. That is something very important. Yeah. Oh, actually, speaking of, Leaf has the ice rod, which. You know,
this
yeah.
weapon doesn't work, does it?
No, ice rod only works if you have tempered sword. You know, it doesn't actually matter for what boss. It can be Trinex, it can be Lamos, it can be.
Are we lost? Where are we going? Oh, we're going to check tablet.
Okay, not what I expected. Maybe it was an initial swamp play into Bombos, and you're like, you know what? Oh, I've already started. Okay, I'll just check this just to make sure. Leaf, I hope he doesn't die here.
No,
okay,
no
okay,
chance.
okay. You're right. I was never worried. Were you ever worried?
No.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
So I don't understand this Bombos check. This
You
is
know,
shambles. Like.
I think maybe it could have been let's go to swamp type of thing, and then we were already halfway through, and you're like, you know what, we're
We
here.
don't even have
like,
the hook shot yet. Like we need to get the hook shot before
yeah.
we like. I feel like you could have just done hook shot mounted and then done swamp into Bombos tablet later, but like
We're also doing K45, so I guess we're really being thorough. You know, when you mentioned kind of this earlier, Gem, kind of approach is just to be a bit more thorough. I mean, this is really like cleaning up all the loose ends.
yeah.
So I guess the only thing maybe is isolated here is Magic Bat, but we don't actually have Powder or Mushroom, so
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
But I mean, at the end of this, like, if we look at the situation right now, like, Gem's done the back of pod, Leaf's done big key chest and found a ice rod, and he's first to the mountain. Like he's
He's first the hook shot. Yep.
first to the hook shot. Leaf does have to rescue the old man. Actually, I do think.
Does he have to rescue? Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. He does still have to make
So
the mountain
Gem will
trip,
be
yeah.
first to the mountain still, but I think that ice rod's pretty major.
Yeah, especially in this case when no bow is showing up, right? Because like if the bow or one of the bows is actually in Turtle Rock, it sounds like a Eastern double dip is going to be required, or you double dip TR, right? Type of thing. But in this case, like Leaf has already kind of made that investment, and if you're going to choose between double dipping Eastern and double dipping TR, then you're definitely going to want to double dip Eastern because you don't want to make another mountain trip up.
I mean, it just depends on how Gem feels when he goes to Eastern like that. Like, if that bow is really late and you're ice rod from go mode and you haven't done swamp yet, like...
Yeah, it's very, very tempting.
Are you like, oh man, you know what I want to do? I want to go check that ice rod out, or I want to go check out big key chest for an ice rod as opposed to all of swamp.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it can be pretty rough, and especially Eastern Pal's big key chest. It's I have seen, even from previous races that may or may not have involved you, that it's a very skippable chest. You didn't skip it, but it's skippable for other people. Which I mean, Gem is certainly no. He has been burned or frozen by skipping out on Eastern Peak chest many times before.
Yeah, I mean.
Speaking of,
we love skipping checks, so.
Yes.
So Leaf is going to be able to beat TR up here.
Assuming we have the Medallion.
Yeah, it's Quake. We don't need to worry.
Well, he doesn't have Quake. He didn't finish the backup pod, right?
Oh, that's tragic.
Yeah, okay. Is it really tragic though? I mean, what if the bow's there? Maybe, probably. But if it's just kind of sitting somewhere in Hookshot Cave,
nothing happened.
Nothing. No, dead rocks are among our happiest friends. Oh, there's a flute. Nice. Okay, it looks like there's a couple different approaches.
I found the bow, guys.
Yeah, to the mountain. We found the bow on Ether Tablet, and we found Bombos required for Turtle Rock.
Okay, so is that Bombos for no mode?
Maybe we don't know what Meyer is quite yet.
Yeah, Meyer's not Ether. Don't worry about it.
Okay, Meyer's not Ether. We got it. We understand. But okay, well, so Gem decided to go to Paradox and Dark Death Mountain. He does in the mirror. Do you think he'll go back to Hera? Because yes, because Hera's a pendant. With the flute, he might just leave.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's art.
I don't know. I mean, you know, this. I mean, honestly, like it's so tempting to float away from a floating island
I
because you're
don't
already
think
in the
he's
light
floating
world.
away from
Oh
floating
no, you're
island.
right. Sorry, it's your. Look. What do we find?
Ether was in
Ether?
Hera Big
Oh
Chest.
my gosh. Okay.
So as I said.
As you said. Well, we don't need ether. Maybe we don't need ether. But Leaf is definitely very incentivized in order to, you know, go over now to Turtle Rock. Like, he's going to still get locked out because he doesn't have Bombos. But, I mean, having one Medallion is certainly more than enough interest, you know, motivation to go over here.
Yeah.
Among Dark Death Mountain, blah, 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 you know, more checks, etc., etc. Yeah, oh, okay. Gem is hopping back in his portal. This is good news for Gem. This is maybe good news for Gem, because we're going to do Spiral Cave. Is he going to go back over to the mountain?
No, I don't think so. I think that you leave on Spiral.
I think this might be it. You think we're going to flew away from Spiral Cave?
I don't think so.
Okay. My copium. Oh, yeah, because he's going to be able to... Well, so, okay, his Gem only still has Quake. He doesn't have the other medallion. He knows about Bombos. He knows about the Bombos entry.
Yeah.
All right, that's that. Yeah, we're out of
like,
Spiral Cave.
The thing is, he has Ether Tablet and Pendant Hera over there, and he has all of Mire, all of Ice to go do.
It's true. It's true.
And Mire Shed and Checkerboard. And Skull and like and Swamp.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you know, and for what it's worth, like so bows are progressive. You know, in this item set, you know, so there is another bow out there. We did see that it was not in Pod. It was not in Eastern. One of the ones is on Ether Tablet. There could be another one floating around that's probably not, hopefully not GT. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know. But I guess it's kind of like I think how like the item placements work. Like one of them is only considered to be like in logic. That's the one that you know.
No, that's not how it
works. Is that no? Oh really? Okay, how does it work?
That's
Oh, is that
that's
only a
fake
silver
news.
thing? Okay, all right.
Yeah, there's just two progressive bows, and they remove them from your inventory one at a time, and as long as you have one in your inventory, you can do bow checks.
Oh, okay. Very interesting.
It's like one of them is removed second. Like you could call that one the logical one, I guess.
Okay.
But like, that's like a questionable way to define it. It's really like it's not. That's sort of thinking about it as though like you're placing items forward, but like that's not how randomizers generated it. They remove items from your inventory.
Okay.
So.
Good to know. I'm learning something about the randomizer every day, despite watching this game for like 5 years. All right. Okay. It's Fire Rod for Leaf, and then all of the rest of his goodies. So he's gonna get, he's gonna get a flute off a floating island. Gem is in the back of Skull Woods, as you mentioned. We have 3 crystals available to him: Ice Palace, Mire, in theory, maybe with the Medallion, and then and then finishing up Skull Woods, which we do know there's an item back here. I think Gem just went to the back. He didn't do Brick Chest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a 50-50 because we saw 3 small keys.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Which means and the big key, which means that for sure we haven't seen map and compass. We've seen one of them, but like yep.
Okay. So anyway, I have seen Gem survive many a Mothula fight on worse equipment. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
It is never changed though for how tense this fight actually is. It's not that bad. Okay. Got 2 shots in. Okay. All right. See, we're never worried. This is the. By the way, this is the classic pilot spoiler experience. You watch Gem be near death on Mothula fight like all the time.
You just need to learn to like
Relax.
stop watching.
Well, stop. Okay, you're right. That's
It's
actually very
so
good
hard.
advice.
It's actually so hard. You're like, I need to pay attention to my runner. It's like, why? What are you doing?
Yeah,
Go
I'm just adding more anxiety for myself. And I'm also wasting time, right? Because
Yeah,
I should be like
exactly.
looking at the log and thinking about the route, and then I'm here just like glued to the train wreck apparently, or like the disaster that could be befallen,
It's like, oh, this is my fault.
Yeah,
I should have sent him here with more equipment. Oh no.
That's actually exactly what I think.
But like, you gotta get past it and be like, nope,
No.
They've got it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know, if they fail, it's on them. It's Oh, we're actually getting a pet check. I forgot we have the book from Catfish. Nothing on pedestal, which means that we're, well, maybe slightly less incentivized to actually go over to, you know, because again, Pendant Hera. It is still a green pendant. There is still one more item available, but until then, we are going to go and check out Meyer.
Yep.
If it is Ether, that whole Hera area is looking very, very advantageous for Leaf. It is Bombos. Okay.
Yeah. Crazy.
Okay. Crazy. Yes. Yeah. We didn't need that Ether Medallion. No way.
That's actually, yeah, that's pretty substantial. The bow is still a big deal.
Oh, Tempered Sword. You know what's so nice about that? It's a Tempered Sword. Jem is happy now. See what a nice smile he has on his face. He has Tempered Sword. It's something also that he may or may not complain to his pilots about not getting him Tempered Sword ever. No passive aggressiveness. No, no, no.
Leaf's coming in here with a little bit better
Yeah.
health situation. I will say, for what it's worth, you should, when you're doing Spike Cave, you want to turn on the invulnerability earlier rather than later, and then turn it off while you're picking up the rock, because the rock gives you
Oh, a little bit
like
of...
it gives you like weird iframes. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but like
maybe just get a little bit of extra time. Is that the idea?
So like the way it ends up working out is like you take the 1 damage and then you lift the rock up and then you take another damage when you throw it, but like that rock lift animation takes like 10 years. And you're just you cover more ground running in that time.
Yeah, yeah. Good point. Good point.
So you end up being more magic efficient if you are not invulnerable for the end of it.
Yeah, and you're not always blessed in this case. You kind of see Jem, do this on 3.5 hearts and Cape, which takes even more magic than Burna, and not always having like full bar of health or whatever is something you really have to actually consider. Yeah. All right, but we're here in Ice Palace. So Leaf is activating his flute. Did check Gate along the way, so we are also now filthy rich. But Jem is now going to do Ice Palace with Samaria. This is going to be another one of those potential dungeon layouts where we may not visit all of the chests. Just so you know, Ice-T, he already came all the way over from Germany. He's already got like a pretty long, 8-hour flight. He may not want to go over to another international destination, during SGL. So
I feel like we're probably going to see Ice-T if it has an item, or if it 50/50's an item, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I think like probably we won't see it if like we don't have any small keys, or we have the big key and we want to drop down there. Like it's so far from that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think
that Ice-T is on life support now.
He says something about like if you have to bomb jump over or something, then like he may not actually want to go do this, or maybe he maybe you drop down or something, kind of like
yeah. If we can get a small key first, then we'll probably do Ice-T.
It's looking.
But if
I'm a little.
If the next check is not a small key.
Did we even find all the items in? How many items we found? Okay, we got help. How many items do we have? One. We have one. We found one item. Okay, we found one item out of the 3, which means that we have the big chest and we have the boss and we have Ice-T left, and Freezor. That's 2.
Okay, so we are still doing Ice-T here.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is just Jem being very thorough.
Okay. That's actually, I mean, again, if this is kind of his strategy going into this race, if he feels like he has like the, the buffer, and maybe try to make up on somewhere else like his execution, then this makes a lot of sense. But yeah, right now though, Lee still does certainly have the bow advantage. Going into Ether Tablet and kind of doing like the Hera area, which Gems still does have, and not to mention Lee still does have the Ice Rod from Eastern Palace Big Key Chest. It is maybe looking a little unlikely that we're going to have to like go into Turtle Rock to go find a bow just because it's Bombos and we haven't seen it yet, and then
and Bombos is our go mode.
Yes. So
yeah, it does seem unlikely that we're gonna need to double dip TR or double dip Eastern or anything.
All right, we have a nice palette shuffle, I guess, on Leaf's side. We have a very Halloween witch Mothula.
Yeah.
it is like that neon green is so
Okay,
neon.
everything's fine, was
see,
never worried.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that the spicy part for, so if Gem finds his Bombos, then he's probably going to go do Meyer and go do TR, and they're both nothing, and that's an extra mountain to climb, and then he'll get his, and then he'll go to Hera, or he'll go to Ether Tablet and Hera, and that's a lot of time spent.
Yeah, the whole extra mountain trip, yeah, and maybe also potentially, you know, with kind of depending on how like the Meyer key out is, you know, if it's early, Leaf can just go mode it, and then
Yeah.
we can skip a whole Meyer, and then, you know, but I mean, if it's late, maybe it's actually not gonna be so bad, because if Leaf has to also full clear the dungeon, you know, it's gonna be kind of like time even, but still, this is nice mushroom. I forgot about the mushroom sprite for Bunny. That's right. I see also Gem. I don't know if you can kind of tell us every once in a while he's taking a sip of his American Dr. Pepper. You know, we apparently cannot get this in Germany. So we gotta get as much Dr. Pepper in him, you know, as possible. Where are we going? What is the swamp?
Yeah, I mean, what are Gem's options? It's Bolus Eastern, Hera, Ether Tablet, or Swamp.
Yeah.
Because like and Graveyard Ledge, I think.
Yeah, you're right. In Graveyard Ledge, yeah. Yeah.
We
that
cleaned up
is-
most of the mirror checks already.
That is Graveyard Ledge now is like super isolated. It is like worse than
Leaf just like is certain this is not Bomba. It's not
Surely, I want my Ether Medallion to pay off, and I mean,
Like-
he doesn't know about the Quick Medallion, the backup pod, but he doesn't. It doesn't. You know, it's not relevant anymore.
Nope. Yeah. So
Should have been a mushroom sprite. Well, as we picked up the mushroom. Okay. All right. So we're back in swamp. Do you think another bow's here? That'd probably be best case scenario for Gem. But
yeah, but probably just Bombos is here.
Yeah.
And
So
then
if
Gem's
you
gonna do Meyer, and then he's gonna do TR, and then he's gonna get his bow.
would you leave after Bombos if it's like, you know, in the front?
Probably not. I might skip left side, but like, I mean, I probably would skip left side, but you know, the way Gem's been playing, I would be surprised if we're just gonna bail on like 5 more items to go chase up the mountain.
Or Meyer for that matter, you know?
Yeah.
But yes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on the other hand, like, looking at this more, like, the advantage of leaving is that Meyer is a 5/6, and our other is Skullwood, so, like, we come back with Pyramid Fairy.
True. That's also true.
And then we can do Pyramid Fairy into not pod, because our bow is, in fact...
Just sitting on either tablet is the other tablet.
Yeah. But... yeah, we'll see. At this point, we just need to find out where this Bombo shows up, and then we are in no mode, and then...
Yeah. So we did find, all right, we found finally after quite a long ways in a Swamp Palace, we found the big key and the map and 50 rupees. So I guess Gem's going to just be thorough. Not going to lose any races, potentially over to doing left side swamp, you know?
Yeah, so the idea here with left side is that he's already found the map and the big key, so like this is just gonna work out better. You're in a pendant dungeon, so like
maybe you don't have to go beat Argus? Because here you check pet, right? And this is gonna be like a nothing. So if maybe there's nothing on the boss.
Well, he gets to save quit off of Argus then.
Oh, that's true.
Regardless, you'll be able to save quit off of Argus, and then like again, like he knows there's at least one item here on left side.
Yeah, that's true. And we don't have to necessarily run the risk of having, you just mentioned, we found the big key, so we don't have to like run the risk of you potentially coming back and opening the big chest, because we've already opened the big chest, so we're all good. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm really curious now to see where this Bombos Medallion is. You know, I'm also glad to see, by the way, both runners on Tempered Sword. You know, we may or may not find silvers. It's kind of looking unlikely we're gonna get silvers just because we're struggling for this first bow. Leaf has already got it. Yes, you're right. Gem is struggling for this first bow.
I was just actually gonna say Gem actually also needs an ice rod still, obviously.
Yes, good point.
So like, he's definitely not leaving on.
You're right.
Bombos.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, Leaf is Bombos go mode, right? Right now.
Yeah.
And Gem is bow ice rod Bombos go mode.
Mm-hmm.
Like that dip into like Leaf has found the bow and the
Ice
ice rod,
rod,
which are like are both doing a lot of work. Like after this, they're going to be evened up on important dungeons, evened up on crystal dungeons. Gem's definitely ahead in checking garbage, but Leaf has two very hard to find
very important items.
progression
Yes,
items.
I definitely agree. And then so far, you know, like we do think that progression is looking like it's going to be in Swamp because I don't think we have a lot of options left. However, though, Gem has gone through this entire dungeon and has found nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah, no more checks in Swamp, right? Yeah.
So that's actually good for Gem because he's going to be going get his bow here, and then he probably leaves and goes and beats Swamp
do you
and
think
Eastern.
he beats? Well, do you think he beats Moldorm and gets the green pendant and turns that in?
No, I don't think so. You can just come back. Like, yeah, it's
You could, I mean, you could say that about Ice Rod Cave, you know? You can just come back or go back to it, and, you know, you never go back to
please,
it. Oh,
we're okay. Everything's fine.
He does have a
Everything's
potion.
fine.
Leaf, you have a potion. Please don't scare us.
Potions are for losers.
Potions are for those who survive. But you know what? We don't need potions because Leaf is a survivor, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so
Alright.
we are doing Hera here. That's just surprising. I feel like
He would have just gone, just bailed, and just gone, done Eastern, and then done...
I guess he is still missing Ice Rod, so
All right. Did we get both items in Hera? Do you know? No, we did not. Okay. Can we talk a little bit more? Yes, we can talk a little bit more.
which of us? Both of us.
Both
Neither
of us. We are watching Gem right now, going through Hera Pods. We found the big key in the basement. Link 4 is actually a tracker saying that we did not get all of the items in Hera. So it looks like actually we just got the big chest, which was Ether. I mean,
Yeah.
Gem is, yes? No. Yeah, we got both items? Okay. All right, okay, never mind. We got both items, so we're just here for the green pendants. Yeah, we don't care about Ether. We already know it's bombos for both. But yeah, actually, Leaf is going to catch up now with, all right. Hadn't done Zora yet, and so we're going to get his nice, 50 rupees.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you Leaf's doing Zora here when he can go beat Pod Eastern.
With the bow?
With the bow, yeah. Like, just go do
Yeah.
Pod Eastern.
Yeah, all right, well, this is...
Yeah, I mean, so, like, they're pretty close right now, but, like, we're both going to go to Pod Eastern. Gem has the advantage of having done the backup pod. Leaf has the advantage of having the Ice Rod out of Eastern. Gem has... I would be shocked at this point if Gem skips his Ice Rod.
Eastern Pal's big key chest, yeah, because he's still missing bombos, and it seems like there's just not a lot left. Because as you mentioned, right, he's already done the backup pod, so like,
yeah, I mean I mean, if Bombo shows up on, shows up on Helma, like maybe, but
oh
like
my gosh,
there's,
dude.
I feel like there's
Oh
no
my-
way.
You're right. But there is an item on Armos as well.
Yes.
So maybe So I guess yeah.
Well,
so
so if it's on Armos, then like we're not gonna. Gem's missing Ice Rod and Bombos with with 2 checks left in the game, and and Graveyard Ledge or something. He's not gonna skip Big Key Chest.
yeah.
And that'll be good for him. But if it's on Helma, I don't know. I'm not confident in saying that he's gonna leave.
Yeah. No, you're right though,
Or
because
that he's gonna stay, because
the Ice Rock could just be in Turtle Rock, right? I mean, it's a very classic location, you know.
yeah, we have 2 items in Meyer.
Oh yeah,
At least
yeah.
5 items in TR.
Yeah.
With Mimic Cave being one of those 5 or 6 items in TR.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know how, and again, like, Gem did all of Pendant Swamp for nothing. Like, he didn't have to go beat Argus, at least, but he also did all left side, for literally nothing, right? So he did a whole Pendant dungeon. I don't know how he feels about, where he is in this incident of the race, considering he did all of that, and then he went up to Hera to go find his, bow on Ether Tablet. So, it can be a pretty appealing corner to cut. But that being said, though, like if nothing is on Helma, like you'd probably go do it regardless because we're just missing. Because again, no Bombos means no TR access, means no Meyer access. Yes. Nothing is on Helma. Okay, we have learned that nothing is on Helma other than the crystal.
All right, so we're blessed for that.
Yes, yes.
So it sounds like our Bombos is on Armos Knights or
Graveyard Ledge. Yeah,
I think
that's what it sounds.
all we.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude, this this seed has been really something. If like because the mirror was on Pendant Lamos, which was actually and then we also needed a fire source, which was our lamp from Hammer Pegs, right? Because
and Catfish to get
the book, and then after we've done everything in that area, we have to still go back to Graveyard Ledge potentially. Like that's
and our ice rods on Eastern Big Chest.
Yeah. Yeah, or I think, right, we haven't been, the Leaf's going to get his quick medallion now. It's going to maybe be a little bit more of a, debated type of moment because you pick up a medallion, but like, oh, not Bombos. Yeah.
Okay, yep, so we are...
Yep. Yeah, you saw kind of Leaf shaking his head over there. He's like, I just really want, okay, it looks like, okay, Leaf's going to take a Death Warp potential. Oh no, we haven't been to Dark Maze Bottom yet, never mind.
Oh, bless.
Yeah. all planned. We got a nice muffins tracker, being able to, track heart pieces. Maybe it was all all there.
You thinking he knew that was a heart piece?
No, but you're just hoping, for like you see 3 heart pieces, like maybe this will be the thing that'll help me,
So both of us both runners forgetting that there's in fact a cape for Cannonball Chest available.
Look, we did all of so many pendant dungeons and complete, roundabout everything for the seed.
Yeah.
Is this actually, no, I think this is Leaf and Gems, both first seeds of the day. And we talk about first seeds of the day in that, SGL, especially during the group stage for Thursday and Friday, are really pretty intense days because the groups are, I think, size of like 6 people per group. So you do 5 races across 2 days. Plus, potentially, if you make it, kind of on the bubble, you're going to be a playing race for the 6th race. So you got to really make sure your endurance holds up here. You got to pace yourself through all these races.
Yeah. Some of us have to do more races than others.
That's right. That's right. Okay, Gem and Leaf may have gotten maybe a little bit more of a bye because I think 2 people ended up dropping out of their group. Some other people, Telethar is 4-0. You're gonna play his last match today. Legit wins. Not the American win by default ways.
Whoa. You mean the European?
You're right.
No, but I mean, to be fair, Leaf played half of his match against Zero Rush before.
No, that's true. That's right. Yeah. So we're going. Leaf's really on like 2.5 at this point. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. It's good news for Jam if you're supposed to be rooting for for a 5-0 record for him. He's gonna go check Eastern Palace Big Chest. So he's gonna go get Ice Rod, and then he is. I guess we're just gonna see what's on Armos. Armos.
I don't really see it a way this develops into Gem losing at this point. Like the fact that he's getting this Ice Rod here, and the fact that he somewhat, I don't know if bail out is the right word, but like he definitely was in a lot of danger with that Ice Rod and Turtle Rock and Bow situation. If Bombos showed up in Swamp, he's probably going to Meyer. He's probably going to TR. Then he's getting his bow, and it's there's ways this could have gone very poorly, but instead we everything is worked out. The Bombos is so bad that we're both last locating it, and Gem's just been more efficient.
Yeah, well, you mentioned this before, right? This is kind of like Gems. Like, if you are going to try and full clear the seed, and kind of, especially against Gems, like, more thoroughness approach, and in a very efficient manner, like, it's going to be very difficult to make up time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and that being said, like, as you mentioned kind of before, like, kind of like the nature of the seed, how like ended up playing out. Bombos was actually able to fortunate enough to lock out 2 dungeons worth of content. So like, there wasn't kind of like that much of a risk seeing like, oh well, I had to go into Turtle Rock or Maya to go get my bow to get out in order to go, to go back, right? Type of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. It is not on Armos Knights. We have a nice, cheerful fight from Gem. being able to get 5 rupees richer. Okay, that's lunch money.
It's got to be faster to go back into the Dark World here and run
And
there.
run, right? Yeah, I was actually wondering that too, actually, because we have the hook shot as well.
It's too bad that this isn't. Oh, nope, we're just fluting. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But you know, it would be faster if we were just on an entrance branch and we could have just sank and quit straight to the pyramid.
You are 100% correct. Yes. Oh my gosh. And I believe actually sank and quit is legal. But yes, but actually do the.
Who knows,
you're right. Okay. Well, we'll wait for official ruling from the racing community. But however, yes, because this is not an entrance branch or doors branch, you do need Agate Dead in order to actually activate sank and quit. So here it's kind of like no relevance. Yeah. But man, that would have been that would be so cool to see on restream. I guess it can't happen though, right? Because it's on BT branch this time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you could still do it for like an Agaseed without mirror.
Right.
That's when it would still be relevant, but.
Okay.
Shirley.
Yep. Bombos. Yes. Our last location. This is I won't say this is a classic rando experience because I feel like the rando experience is you're hunting for your ice rod for 15 minutes. But yes, for one of the features of this mode, which is open with or without boots. What would you say earlier, Telethar? My map is gray.
Yes.
Yes.
That is the classic experience. You walk out and someone goes, "How did that seed go?" My map is gray.
Yes. At least we got to dash everywhere, with the exception of delivering a purple chest. We couldn't really dash there, but yeah, at least we get to dash everywhere else.
Yeah.
And
we had an early sword.
We did have an early sword. That's true. Yeah, we had an early hammer as well. Yeah, it looks like actually Leaf is going to check Bombo's tablet, and presumably this is going to be Babylus into Swamp, because understandably. You are not going to want to go back to the extremely isolated Graveyard Ledge after you've already done Catfish for your book in order to get into Desert to get your mirror, right? And then you've already done probably like Bumper Ledge and Skullwoods and Thieves Town and all this other stuff around there. So
yeah. So I mean, this is sort of like where you're really seeing how, Gem's execution and efficiency sort of combining the payoff, and where he's very sizably ahead at this point. Whereas Leaf had found a pretty good path for a while. Gem just is fortunate that Bombos was in such a terrible spot that Leaf's also going to get there last.
Yeah. And being on a Medallion hunt, isn't obviously the same, as being on an Ice Rod hunt, especially when the Medallion locks out 2 dungeons, but
yeah, it actually locks out more than a hammer does.
Yeah, because at least with a hammer you could actually go into the dungeons, like Ice Palace, Pod.
Yeah,
and you can't finish them, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
But here, you can't even start them.
Mire and TR are both very long dungeons, and also.
And they're also, well, I guess maybe the entry to Mire, it's kind of you flute Dark World in. Maybe it's not going to be that bad, but in order to get into Mire, kind of as opposed to try to climb the mountain another time. However, even just getting to the Mire lobby screen is actually pretty, not significant, because you got through Mire 1, you got to go through Mire 2, and then you got a bunch of execution rooms, and then you can actually go and explore and get some of the items, right? So.
Yeah.
Nice rail clip. Very, very classic.
We need to go pick up this magic potion so we can do our spookies.
Oh, yeah,
or maybe we just bomb spooky.
We can bomb spooky. All right, we got some practice in Mini Moldorm Cave. May or may not have gotten practice. Did we practice on left side? I don't even notice.
No.
Okay. Well, we'll do it live. It's fine. We'll be fine. Got some magic. It would be actually really cool. Okay, is bomb spooky actually faster than?
Picking up that pot?
Yes, let's go with yes. I was thinking just with regular, spooky, assuming you had the magic.
It's definitely not faster than regular spooky, no. It's probably not faster than picking up that pot either.
Okay.
But it's funnier.
It is, and he's on restream, right? How often are you gonna be able to do this live, in front of people?
I don't see quick swaps happening. Yeah. This is a travesty.
I think he was so mentally damaged from having to go to Catfish this seed, even though he does have the title, you know, I feel, but it's kind of one of those like really like brutal, like, you know, like North, you know, Canadian winters. It's like you're used to it, but like at what cost, you know? Like you might already be too frozen over inside to actually
Your
have
soul
any
is
feeling.
frozen? You're saying the Canadian souls are frozen? Is that?
Well, no, whoever the Catfish guy is, you know,
Oh,
like
okay.
he's just so, you know, he's so done, you know, inside. I wanted to say Minnesota, and I was like, that might not be far enough north enough to go all the way to Canada. Alright, well that's crystal number 6 for Gem. We're gonna go head up the mountain. Yeah, as Leaf is, yeah, and this kind of the also nice thing about, you know, auto-tracking or you just kind of keeping track of by yourself. Gem, when he was in Swamp, saved and quit after Waterfall because he had already checked Pedestal, so he knew that there was nothing, and then we were already done with all the items, you know, in the dungeon, so it was a very nice, quick exit. Did Leaf check Pedestal? He did, yeah. Leaf also checked Pedestal. I remember that when he beat Skullwoods, yeah. So we're all good. Oh, should doing Compass Chest last, I think.
Yeah, Compass Chest after left side is on with one item from Go is a little questionable. He also didn't know that left side had a guaranteed item yet. Because Compass is on boss and map was there.
Oh, you didn't check Big Chest.
Yeah,
no, Big Chest may be way more reasonable. Maybe. I guess, yeah, well, okay, yeah. Well, the situation is also maybe a little bit different. Because, yeah, Gem went in looking for 3 items, right? And then Leaf is going in.
No, I think it's less excusable because Gem had multiple items. So, like, it's maybe justifiable. But, like, Leaf just said,
1.
You know what would be great? If Gem skipped left side.
Yeah.
That'd be great for me.
It's true.
Like that's basically what happened there. I'm pretty sure. And you know, it's like I could really use a left side swamp bailout right now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. That Leaf has found out that he has also had all the items, but it's kind of a gamble, and I fully understand, right? You have Bombos Tablet plus up to 6 items, you know, 6 total items in Swamp. Versus Graveyard Ledge, you know, like,
yeah, no, Graveyard Ledge sucks.
You know, you just don't want to do this. We have, I guess,
45, maybe,
right, yeah,
probably.
yeah, yeah. I'm also glad to see that both runners, you know, decided to just turn in their mushrooms almost immediately when they got them from Iron Shed. So no fake powder necessary. Don't even need to be tempted. It's a terrible check. Okay.
Yeah, fake powder's maybe better in entrance where like. There's less stuff locking it, or there's a less chance of it being behind your go mode.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But in you know VT or in non-entrance, like, what are the chances that your powder's not just in GT?
Yeah, exactly.
Or Meyer, or TR, or Pyramid Fairy, which are all locked by go mode.
And it's also like it's also a very slow check too, right? You gotta like drop down, you gotta go through you gotta actually get to the bat altar. You know, you gotta actually like do a little spritz, and then there's this gigantically long cutscene, you know, while you wake up the bat. It's, you know, just like waking up any other,
Here
you know,
we go. I guess we're going to the portal, but like, this is like bonus content from Leaf.
Is it actually just faster probably to save and quit or like flute somewhere? Oh, you have a flute,
It's gotta
right?
be faster to
a
flute from K45,
yeah.
like 100%.
Yeah. It's okay. You know, we got boots, right? You're only on restream for so long, right?
Yeah,
you know, maybe we
can
gotta like
make
maximize the chances here, or the length of time.
I mean, the problem is that Gem has no regard for your for you wasting time.
That's true. That's true. We'll probably end up not finishing the race. Well, sorry, yeah, the race will probably end, you know, when the first one of these two actually ends up just finishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a pretty. Honestly, this seed, I think even if you play it with the spoiler log, is actually. Yes, you'll have an easier being relative time to get the Bombos Tablet, but like you're still. You know, going to Catfish, to go to Landmost, to go to go get your mirror, to go back to Graveyard Ledge right after you've done everything, you know? So it's not like you really cut down on this stuff. It just cuts down maybe on some of the trips you take.
Yeah, I mean, you probably would be surprised at how much time you would, like, how long of a spoiler seed it ends up being, because you needed to do Pendant Landmo, but you never needed to touch Pendant Swamp or Pendant Hera.
That's true.
You don't have to double dip Meyer, TR, Eastern, Pod. Like, all the dungeons were empty, which means you get to single dip them all.
Yeah, even we don't have to even go to like East. We do have to go to Eastern Palace Big Key Chest for the ice route. We don't have to go back. You know?
Right. Yeah. It's still single dip.
Yeah, we didn't have to go to the back of pod. That's right.
Like,
For the quick medallion, yeah, we just have to go chase down that dang Bombos medallion.
Not saying it's reasonable, but like you easily could have done, you know, start a hype cave, get your mitts, go to Catfish, and then go to Vu and get your lamp, and then you go to Desert because you don't have anything good to do, and you get your mirror. And then you go up the mountain and you get your bow, and then you're basically in go mode. Like,
yeah, actually.
Like it's very possible. It's just not exactly reasonable.
Yes. Well, right. I mean, especially when you don't, know where anything is, right?
Yeah,
we're only kind of looking at this from the perspective where, in hindsight, we've seen all where the items are. So you can certainly kind of like plan out, kind of a route based on that. But when you don't know where anything is, you just kind of have to go for a chance. Now, I will say, there are different, we saw different approaches from Gem and Leaf, right? Leaf started at the village, with the hammer. Gem started at Hype Cave. We've seen other people, also started Hype Cave. Gem went from Hype Cave to Stompy to Dig Game. Some people have literally gone from Hype Cave to Pyramid to Catfish,
Yeah.
And, I think it would have worked out, in this seed.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, maybe ask next time if, anybody actually just wants to rush Catfish. Not entirely, unreasonable. For this one particular situation.
I mean, I feel like I've done Catfish and
I love this from Poggers.
Yeah,
oh man,
is bonus content.
this is too new on Leaf's side. This is amazing. Why are we here?
How did we get here?
I don't know. I honestly don't know why we got there. I was watching Trinex.
Like,
I don't think I've ever seen that in an open sea. Sometime in entrance, maybe some. I mean, it's certainly more common indoors. But thank you. I very much didn't ever think I would see that room. Oh, no.
That wall had it coming.
You think we'll find silvers here at some point?
No.
Okay, no silvers today. All right, we'll ask Ganon where silvers are if we haven't already found it.
His tower.
His tower. Thank you. Actually, I think that's true. We have
a Pyramid Fairy.
Oh yeah, okay. Pyramid Fairy bats.
We also skipped all of Laser Bridge.
Okay.
Like there's places it could be, but it's his tower.
Yeah, especially in this case, if we kind of see how far we have to go in his basement to kind of search where things are. Oh, I see a bunch of numbers in chat right next because LinkForce has chat open. I can glance at it. Yes. Yeah. People are thinking about where do you think the big key is? I would like to know if we can potentially get silvers out of this, because I think everything else we're pretty much set, right? Like we already saw half magic. We've got all 13 all 3 heart containers. Gem is gonna skip the one on the torch.
I'm shocked.
It's even Sync Heart, by the way, because the other 2 heart containers were just regular ones, and so I mean maybe
he's saving it for later. He'll get it after he does. He's gonna do this. He's gonna mirror. He's gonna do compass chests. And then he's going to mirror back, and then he can get a refill.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to get so beat up, in the basement.
Yep.
So he's just like, oh my gosh, how could I possibly survive with my 2 blue potions already in my pocket? But you know what? You said this before. We don't use potions. So
no, potions are there to look pretty.
Yeah.
Like, imagine spending your potion, then you don't have the potion for later.
Yeah. As I look at my 99 elixirs, in my, right before the final boss in Final Fantasy, whatever game I decide to go play, I could save this. I could need this later.
Absolutely.
Yes. Spawn. Of course, on jump side, you don't actually get to see, I guess, like right side GT like done too often. But is magic an issue? It's not, right?
No, we have lamp and.
Okay.
Blue potions.
And blue that we'll of course never use. Yes.
We use potions for magic.
Oh, okay. Just not for survival and health. Gotcha.
If we need a potion for survival, that's our fault, and that feels bad. But like magic makes us go faster, so like we'll chug a potion for magic.
Okay. It's fair. And we're so rich enough, so we don't even need to like think about the green potion, like versus like the blue potion. We'll just go and like buy whatever we want. This is what happens when you're not on a budget. Okay. All right, crystal number 6 down for Leaf. We got some extra content. Again, I really like the more Sluggula is the better, honestly, in my opinion, from a viewer's perspective, not from a. I don't ever want to touch those things if I'm playing the game.
Which of the enemies in this game do you want to touch if you're playing it?
That's a great question. Do bushcrafts count as enemies?
No.
Okay. Maybe the rabbits? Do they count as enemies? Do they hurt you? You know, like the things in the grass? Because they give you stuff.
No.
You know, well, but they do call you a jerk. What do I want to... This is a good question.
Are those rabbits?
I thought they were rabbits.
I don't know.
Maybe?
Maybe. Why do they speak?
I don't know. They even call you jerks, so they're actually kind of... Well, I probably can't say what I actually think they are in, on Speedgaming commentary, so... Have we found the big key yet? We haven't found the big key yet, have we? Well, that's why we're searching?
I'm going to wager no.
Okay, all right. We were probably not searching all the way here for, like, you know, silvers.
Silvers?
No, sadly. Oh, I think maybe did that have to be a small key?
No.
Okay, no. Okay.
Well, no. Because it could have been tile room and then...
Okay.
And then, like, big key chest.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so is your prediction still the same for where silvers are? Because we only have... like 5 checks, I think, in GT basement. I don't know if Gem's gonna check upstairs, so maybe. Like,
I mean, I think GT is still the most dense place in the game. We don't have that much elsewhere. Like we have Laser Bridge and Pyramid Ferry, and
Laser Bridge and Pyramid Ferry.
probably an item somewhere in Mire, and then definitely Mimic Cave. But like,
oh right, I forgot about Mimic Cave. Oh, so I guess if it says if Ganon says Light World, then it could be Pyramid Ferry. No, sorry, it could be Mimic Cave, or it could be like Magic Island.
well, no, Mimic Cave is in Death Mountain.
Oh, okay. Imagine knowing where the hidden system is.
Honestly,
but I only know the spoiler names, okay? I don't know where like the hint region stuff is. You know, that's a whole different.
That's the only way I learned was from spoiler. Is like which region are they put in? So because I know where to look for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, Mimic Cave is on Death Mountain, and Super Bunny Cave is in the Dark World, because that makes perfect sense. Like,
oh, is that why? I never thought about that until today. I just always have to remember, like, okay, you know, I like remember to check Mimic Cave when you search for Turtle Rock. And see if you actually have to go in.
There we go.
We
Drinking
use the
a
magic?
potion for magic.
Right.
Yep, we're allowed to do that.
Yes, okay. Good to know. He did buy 2 potions, for what it's worth. So he does have 1 left for Ganon. We do have the lamp, as you mentioned, so we don't have to maybe worry too much about torch glitch. If we are somehow fortunate to find, you know, to open 1 chest and then see what silvers are there, because that's happened before. You could still, you know, luck sack your way into, you know, a 40-second, you know, improvement at the very end.
I hope it's not 40 seconds.
Yes, or whatever, 30 seconds or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It depends on how your silverless Ganon goes. You know, sometimes Ganon doesn't warp in a good position. You don't always nail your triples. So you got to get an extra cycle in. You know, things can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're having a nice torches here. Very torchy.
I'm glad to see that, you know, these guys have been through such difficult trials, right? You know, low percent boss fights, and then somehow it's always the most stationary items that give the runners the most amount of trouble, you know, like torches, opening up chests, picking up pots, you know. It's like you don't even know that they're like, you know, there just waiting for you to be maneuvered. We are checking actually some chests up here. We got a compass, we got a bug net.
Yep. We skip silvers on the other chest.
Yes, yes, that's
But
fine.
you know, that's fine.
You think he's gonna hover? He's not gonna hover.
No.
He was trying earlier before the game, and you know he's okay. But I guess, you know, with the hook shot, he probably maybe thinks that, you know, it's probably okay, right? To just, you know, beat the boss. Especially, I think it's okay if you know your opponent also will use the hook shot, so it's gonna be even time. Have you tried to hover in any of your seats so far?
I've tried.
For Moldrum 2.
Oh, Moldrum? No. No. Every one of my seeds, my map has been gray, which means I have the hook shot.
Okay, good point. I thought you did say you had 1 seed where it was almost all gray.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Fiesel, we can hear you.
Are we talking to the chat? Can the chat hear Fiesel, or they just hear us talking to nobody?
Well, I don't know.
That's the real question.
Yes. Well, I'm assuming that we can only hear Fiesel through our headsets.
Yeah.
It's like
so
an emergency.
We're talking to nobody.
Okay. We're talking to each other, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
the nice things about, of course, having the lamp, we can actually see. In roller room, the roller conveyor maze, something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't actually really help at all, to be honest. Like, even...
Jem says he got lost yesterday. So maybe it does help a little. Alright, but we're dropping down to Ganon. Okay. Do you have any predictions, by the way, of where you think the silvers are? You know, again, like GT has about 8-ish items left. We got Pyramid Fairy, we got Mimic Cave. Might be it. Might be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, nice 1-1. We got the 1-1?
Yes.
Okay, alright. Yeah. Ganon always
Now
seems
it's time to swap. Oh, we're fire rotting.
Oh, yes, we are.
Feeling dangerous. We're surely not going to miss this torchless.
It's okay. The lamp is only a couple of items away, right? I'm wondering in this case if Jem thinks that he needs to use Fire Rod here, just to save a little bit of extra time. But
if you're confident, you just go for it, right? Like.
Yeah, I know he's. Ooh, laser bridge. Very,
big
very
chest.
interesting. Oh, don't jump! No. Oh no. He does have a potion. Yes. I think it might be more of the time loss that he's a little, sketchy about.
You can turn this into not much time loss if you're good with this.
This has certainly been done before. I mean, this happens a lot, obviously, in, NMG runs as well. When you end up missing Torch Glitch with Fire Rod, you can still get doubles. And, you mentioned before, right? Drinking a potion is still acceptable. And I think that's probably the reason why we buy it.
Well, you can actually get, no time loss triples-ish. So what you could do is...
Okay, I'm listening.
You basically can light one torch.
Uh-huh.
Let Ganon warp, and light the other torch. Get a double. The first torch will go out. You light it again. You'll get a single. Then you light the other. So you end up getting every warp.
Oh, okay, okay.
And you don't actually lose time, except for it's much harder.
Yeah.
But regardless.
Yeah, big
Boom.
GGs. Yes, to Jem. All right, finishing up his group with a nice, clean 5-0 record. So very well done.
Jem needs to raise his hand. Yeah.
Can you raise your hand?
Hey, Jem.
Can you raise your hand?
Jem.
Raise your hand. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We got there. We got there. All right. Don't worry. No disasters or catastrophes were harmed in the falling of the chair. Like I said, these stages are elevated. Oh yeah. You can kind of see in this case, Leaf has restored, peace and to the Speedgaming stage.
Hey. Hey guys.
Every single time we have to remind you guys to come on. It's not as you weren't even here before on Restream.
I don't want to be unfriendly.
Welcome guys. Yeah, GG's.
GG's.
Thank you.
Huh?
I love last locations.
Yeah. Well, you both last located that Bombos.
I don't see how you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not going into swamp is questionable at best.
You can make the decision.
Yeah.
I'll probably argue with it, but you can.
Yeah. I mean, it was more reasonable to not last locate your mirror. Not exactly easy, but you probably would have not last located your mirror had you chose to start at Hype Cave and had your mitts.
Oh, I thought that as soon as I saw it. So
yeah. Whereas Jem avoided Catfish like the plague for some reason. I don't know why.
I mean, that's what I always do.
It's what he always does.
Some people try to say different, though.
But you weren't here to dispute it, so sometimes the
So-
record has to be set, right?
Yeah. Ended up working out better to avoid Catfish and single dip last locate your bow or your mirror, not your bow, versus having to end up double dipping, which is what happened to Leaf. Didn't have
because it didn't have the lamp.
Didn't have the mitts, so didn't get the lamp.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was just a seed where things were just slightly terrible at all times. And
Slightly.
Slightly.
Okay.
Yeah.
My map is gray. Yes, that's what. If you use a map tracker, it would have been gray, presumably. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the big scary or late game part was when Gem was probably like ahead in checks, but you had found Leaf. You had found the bow and the ice rod already, and you were in Bombos go mode, and like Gems in Swamp ahead of you, and like that's probably where Bombos shows up. If it does show up there, you're probably following that Bombos to Meyer at the least, and TR before you go to Pendant or to Bolus Eastern and Ether Tablet, like.
Yeah, for sure.
So then Gem's doing all of Meyer, all of TR, Mimic Cave, and then getting his bow, and then going to Eastern, and then back up.
And
to
then having to go back
yeah,
through TR because Ice Rod.
which like would have been a large chunk of time,
It would have.
but it ended up just being
In an absolutely terrible spot.
which
Thank you, Bombos.
fortunately it was so terrible that that you ended up not getting sucked into Ice Rod TR hunt. So like
Yeah.
so.
I mean, I'll be honest, not having gone to Ice Rod TR is a good feeling no matter how it goes. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, good seed. Thanks
Yes.
for
Good seed.
Good
Yes.
good seed for
Yes.
2 of the 4 of us.
Yeah.
You know,
it was good seed for, let's see, of all people here, it was good for you, and it was good for you, and it was good for all of them.
yeah, yeah,
And, it was,
Yeah.
and it was good for Twitch chat.
yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely a lot of fun
And
watching this.
On
case.
average, it was a great seed.
Yes.
And I mean, I still had fun. It was a fun seed until you were looking for Bombos.
Yeah,
Yeah, in fact, actually, you looked like you were actually in a really great position, right? Like, you were basically what Telethar said, and it looked, and you're just literally hunting for bombos, right? As soon as you bombos, right? If it was any reasonable position, you could have just beelined it, right? Too. If you were in go mode, you could just, full clear all your, you just go mode all your dungeons.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
yeah.
But Swamp's too big of a dungeon not to skip.
yeah,
Unfortunately.
No,
yeah.
If it was like Pendant Ice, I might have gotten it there sooner.
yeah.
yeah.
Because who wants to go to Pendant Ice, ever?
We were actually wondering if you were going to skip Ice Tea.
I was heavily considering it.
So I got a little time there. I did skip Ice Tea.
Yeah.
Good decision.
Yeah, look, but you guys both skipped Laser Bridge, which is understandable because he was already in go mode, right? But I guess that's what Ganon said your silvers were. So.
Yeah, they were in TR.
There.
TR. So
Yeah.
big
So
chest
it's
or
Laser Bridge or Big Chest.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or a
Biggie chest.
lava chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those.
That's true. That's true. Okay. All right.
All right. Well,
Well, yeah. Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much. All right, Jen, 5-0. You get to relax tonight.
Yeah.
No play in a race.
5
Yeah, 5-0. Feeling great.
Not a three-way tie in the group.
Yeah.
That's always a good feeling.
Yeah.
We
But
mentioned about that, yeah.
there's still the opportunity for you if you win your next match. You're tied for.
I believe Vex is tiebreaker because he beat me.
Oh, okay. Oh no,
Oh,
no.
is it like head-to-head type of thing?
It's head-to-head
Okay,
tiebreaker,
okay,
I think.
Okay, yeah. If Vex
Okay.
is 4-1 and done.
Vex is 4-1 and beat me.
Okay.
So
So
the only person Vex lost to is sitting over there.
Gotcha.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Does that mean are you gonna still try and play with Umaga for fun, or I mean?
I'll talk to Lumaga about it and
Okay.
see what he thinks.
Okay.
fair.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, GG's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
GG's.
And thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
And
thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, big GGs. Yeah, it was
thanks
certainly
for
a lot of fun.
commentating.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You might mute some of the portions of the commentary whenever we
I will
talk
listen
about
to all of
Catfish.
them, and then I'll heavily judge you.
And also walk over and give
Yes.
Link Force a shake
Oh
of the
yeah,
hand.
no,
I will.
yes,
Yes.
Link Force is
Thanks for checking Link Force.
yes, Link Force. I mean, amazing as always. She is always so wonderful to have
Yep.
here on tracking. So, in general.
All right.
Yeah, thank you all so much. Yeah, lots of other matches coming on the schedule. I know there are a lot of things to pass in the afternoon as well. I'm not sure what's on Speedgaming 3, but hang tight. Go get a drink and then just come right back. I'm sure there'll be another broadcast. All right. See y'all later.
Bye.